Today we're gonna check out the TFZ number 3. So here in this channel, I'm really a big fan of TFZ. Under $50, the TFZ T2 is my top recommendation here in this channel. So of course, when I heard about the TFZ number 3 being a $100 plus TFZ, I'm really excited to take a look at it. Of course, with the TFZ dynamic driver and also a Tesla driver here in the TFZ number 3, you're gonna take a look at it and also compare it to the top guns here in the channel. And we're gonna find out if this is one of the top recommendations here in this channel. But of course, big thanks to Linsol Audio for sending this over. Links down below for their shop. Use my links, it will help out the channel a lot. So it says of the fragrant Zither number 3 in-ear monitor. Of course, in the box you get the IEM with that very nice cable. And also you do get some accessories, a nice set of tips. You do have almost 6 pairs of tips additional, which is nice. And the tips are in the soft side. It's like what you get with the spin fits, that kind of texture. You do get a white case. It's a faux leather case. And you do get a clip inside the case. And this is what the lobes look like. So it's very TFZ. I'd say it has that carbon design, which is something I like. It is see-through also. Very TFZ, as you guys can see. Of course, this is not your all-metal build, but even if it's plastic in build, it does feel substantial. So you can also see the insides of your IEM. You do see that dynamic driver right there. Again, I do like these tips. It's much like what you get with the TFZ S2, which is very comfortable. So this is what the connector looks like. This kind of looks like what you get with the KZSN Pro. Just again, something I like. This a lot more stable and a lot more fitting with your IEM when you put it in. It's very snug, which is something I like. And there's a fit also in the IEM. As you guys can see, it does go inside your ear. This is much like the KZSN Pro. So this leads to better isolation because of that more in-ear kind of design. Cable-wise, you do have this kind of cable. So it's not the braided cable. And I do actually like this kind of cable because it's easier to store. This is much like what I get with my Shure 846. Of course, it's not that thick. So whether you like that or not, that will be up to you. But I do like these kinds of cables. It's also easier to not get it tangled. So you do have metal here in the fork and a straight plug at the other side, and you do also have that organizer. Definitely this feels more premium than what you get with the other manufacturers. Alright, so this is how it looks like. Right off the bat is much like what you get with the TFZ S2 kind of fit, which is something I like. This is very comfortable fit here. I can see me wearing this for a long listening session. The lobes is not that big that it's suffocating feeling. The IEM is still very breathable. The isolation also is very good. It's above average. In terms of looks, I do like the look here. It's not, your upscale kind of look. It's kind of a casual look. So it will be up to you if you like that or not. But this is not, your professional or your blingy kind of look. So I already listened to the TFZ number 3 and I really like this IEM. So the TFZ number 3 is more of a U-shaped kind of sound, and it also has some bass elevation. So definitely it has some warmth here in the TFZ number 3. So right off the bat, bass heads may like this IEM. So it's smooth and very detailed here in the TFZ number 3. I would say definitely warranted in that $100 plus price range in terms of detail retrieval. But this is not overly smooth, that it sacrifices some separation, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit. So it's a lively sounding IEM. It has some punch, and it's very musical and energetic here. So this will be a very nice, fun, casual listen. So in terms of highs, it's well extended, but still well controlled. So there's no sibilance here, even if I go to louder volumes. I didn't experience the sibilance that I do experience sometimes in the TFZ T2. So this has good body, so the resolution is fairly accurate on top. So this is one of the strengths of the TFZ number 3. Very nice highs here, and also nice attack in the highs. Very musical. So in terms of cymbals, there's good accuracy and also good body when it comes to the TFZ number 3. And also guitars have good twang here. So for example, in September, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Strat tone or the Telecaster tone there just shines and pushes through the mix. So if you're listening to a lot of tracks with very good highs, this is something that you can consider. So we will go to the bass later, but even if this has a lot of bass, this still has very good highs and it still punches through the mix because of that very nice attack and also nice clarity on top. So in terms of mids, this is in the thick category, so more in the clean category but still thick. So it's still fairly smooth but not overly smooth, I'd say. So it still has some dryness to it, which makes it still easy to pinpoint some instruments. It also has some micro detail, but not as much as you have with the highs. So still guitar tracks will shine here. There's still very notable mids in the TFZ number 3. In terms of bass, this is in the boomy side and also forward in the mix and has a lot of punch here in the TFZ number 3. One of the most punchy bass that I have heard. There's just a nice energy there, very musical. So this is an in-your-face kind of bass. Bass heads will like this IEM. So one minor gripe there is sometimes it's a bit overpowering, especially on some tracks, bassy tracks. For bass heads, this will definitely be worthwhile. But of course, for those who's not really into bass, you might encounter some tracks that this will be overpowering. But the attack here is still pretty fast. The decay is slower. So it's still very technically capable bass here, even if it's forward in the mix and even if it's sometimes overpowering. Still very good bass here in the TFZ number 3, a very likable bass. So in terms of detail, this resolves a detail pretty well. It has good body across the range. There's also good micro detail here, especially with that Tesla drivers on top. It really shines here in the TFZ number 3. So inlets, groove, earth, wind, and fire. The brass and the strings just resolves really well here. There's this micro detail in the picking technique and also in the bow, in some strings. It just shines here in the TFZ number 3. So you show substantial amounts of attack also, especially in that mids to highs department, and it makes this a really lively and engaging experience overall. So there's a lot of air that's moved around, especially in that mids and highs department. So I do like the detail retrieval overall. I would give this high marks in the detail retrieval. So this is a very responsive IEM. There's fast attack in the highs. So this has very responsive highs. The mids is also very responsive, but not as responsive as the highs. But definitely there's still also very good energy in the mids here. The bass is in the boomy side, so it does taper off in response when it comes to the bass because it's in the boomy side. But I'd say overall this is a very responsive IEM. This is a fast IEM that resolves a lot of detail. In terms of soundstage, this is above average. I would say just right. It's a kind of rounded stage. It's similar to what you get with the TFZ T2. So in that size with the TFZ T2. In terms of imaging, it's very good here also. So very good sensitivity. Even the depth has very good sensitivity also with the imaging. So very nice positioning of the instruments. You can definitely pinpoint the instruments here. In terms of separation, is also above average due to that near black and white kind of imaging. Very good imaging. It's very easy to pinpoint the instruments. I would say above average, really good here in the TFZ number 3. So this is a big yes, especially for bass heads. It's just well done across the range. It's you know, a bass heads IEM with no compromise, because sometimes some bass heads IEMs just focus on the bass and you know, leave the mids and also the highs to dust. But this still has very good highs, nicely resolving highs. Also mids also nicely resolving. Still very good sound across the range. But of course, in terms of sound, it's not something that you want to use for some monitoring or even some mixing. It is more of a casual listening IEM. It's not your super accurate IEM that you can use for mixing or monitoring, but for casual listening, this is definitely a fun earphone to listen to. Alright, so compared to the top guns here in this channel, compared to the TFZ T2, so the TFZ number 3 has better resolution. It's more revealing and more micro detail in the TFZ number 3. The TFZ T2 has more recessed mids also. Both have some warmth. The TFZ number 3 has better highs, more detailed highs. The T2 is thinner in comparison and also less accurate in comparison compared to the TFZ number 3. It has similar stage size. The mids also is similar in tonality, but the TFZ number 3 definitely has more micro detail, more thick also in the TFZ number 3. So overall, I do like the TFZ number 3 better. The TFZ number 3 is a good upgrade from the TFZ T2. Compared to the RTO RK01, which is a $200 IEM, the RK01 has more toned down bass, but still also has some warmth in the RK01. The RK01 is drier in comparison. The TFZ number 3 is smoother in comparison. The RK01 is more lively, more aggressive sounding. The TFZ number 3 has more micro detail though, especially in the highs department. It's faster in the highs in a TFZ. The RK01 also has more extension on top, more clarity on top. And the RK01 also has the impression that you can still use it for some monitoring because of that dry sound in the RK01. The stage is similar. Imaging is better in the TFZ number 3. Separation is better in the TFZ number 3. So actually, even if the RK01 is more expensive, I'd say they both have their strengths and weaknesses. I would say I like them both equally. Compared to the Fearless S4, which is a $300 IEM, the Fearless S4 is smoother in comparison, more fluid in comparison. The Fearless S4 is also more relaxed in comparison, more laid back listen. The highs are faster in the TFZ number 3. The mids are better in the S4. The bass is more controlled in the S4, more toned down in the S4. The accuracy is better in the S4. The stage is similar. Imaging is better in the S4. It's fuller bodied overall in the S4, so that's one of the strengths of the S4, just the fullness of the sound. So overall, the S4 is a more technically superior IEM compared to the TFZ number 3. But overall, listening experience, I do like them both. I would say that they're equal for me in terms of my favoritism. I'd be happy to use either of these for a casual listen. So compared to the Shure 846, which is a $1,000 IEM, the 846 is more accurate sounding. 846 is drier sounding, but still lively. The TFZ number 3 is smoother in comparison. The 846 also has a more realistic punch and attack also in the 846. The 846 has a bigger stage. The TFZ number 3 has a more boomy bass, more punch in the bass. The 846 has a more accurate and toned down bass. So definitely the 846 is not geared for bass heads. TFZ number 3 is also warmer, again more bass at the bottom, and also more boomy bass at the bottom. Separation is better in the 846. Imaging is better in the 846. So I did this comparison more to just show you guys how TFZ number 3 compares to a mainstream brand. But definitely the 846 is a $1,000 IEM. Definitely it will be better sounding. But of course the 846 is more geared towards a more critical listen. The TFZ number 3 definitely is a more fun IEM compared to the 846. Where's the verdict? So the TFZ number 3 has a lot of things going for it. It has that nice build, very comfortable wear, nice isolation, and of course that sound. It has some warmth but still very good mids and highs, and also that micro detail, that fast retrieval. It is a very capable IEM. So I would say a very likable IEM, the TFZ number 3. So the first time I heard this, I know that I'm really gonna like the TFZ number 3. Of course, if I'm gonna nitpick, it would be nice to have the bass more toned down at TFZ number 3 to make the mids and the highs shine more in a TFZ number 3. And also a bigger stage in a TFZ number 3 will make this an even more perfect IEM. But of course, in that price range, already the detail retrieval here is already very good. So I would say well done by TFZ here. I would definitely recommend the TFZ number 3. So that is my review of the TFZ number 3. Really impressive work by TFZ. So I know now why you guys are requesting this IEM here in this channel. Of course, big thanks to Linsol Audio for sending that over. Links down below for their shop. Use their links. It will help out the channel a lot. And that is my review of the TFZ number 3. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, of course, leave a like. And of course, subscribe for more content like this in the future. And do you like warm IEMs? Do you guys like bassy IEMs? If you do, let me know down below. And why do you like bassy IEMs? So let's have a discussion. And of course, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.